We skip Christmas. We'll go bask in the Caribbean sun.
We skip Christmas?
What's up? No Christmas Eve party?
Run away from Christmas, huh?
A lot of the neighbors are pretty upset.
There's a strange pattern in Hollywood. The Christmas movies we rewatch every single year are the same productions that nearly broke their stars. Today, we're looking at 3 of the most cursed Christmas classics and the untold stories behind the actors who paid the price for our holiday nostalgia. Every December, these movies flood streaming platforms. Families watch them on loop. But behind the cozy fireplaces and holiday cheer were intense shoots, massive expectations, emotional strain, and in some cases, real career fallout. And once you hear what actually happened, you'll never look at these films the same way again. Let's start with the biggest Christmas movie of all time. Home Alone made Macaulay Culkin the most famous child actor on the planet. But with that success came something darker, an instant loss of privacy and pressure no kid could realistically handle. Throughout the early 90s, Culkin's fame was so explosive, it created an entirely new category of child celebrity. Studio demands increased, roles stacked up, and by the time he hit his teens, the industry was already moving on. His family's public conflicts and burnout became tabloid fuel. Behind the scenes, the pressure was immense enough to push him into a long Hollywood hiatus. He eventually rebuilt his life on his own terms, but the fallout from Home Alone shaped his entire public identity, a Christmas star who became a symbol of childhood fame gone wrong. Then there's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the movie that required Jim Carrey to endure one of the most extreme makeup processes ever attempted in a major studio film. The full suit and prosthetics took nearly 8 hours a day to apply. Carrey later described the experience as like being buried alive, and a CIA torture consultant was reportedly brought in to teach him coping techniques to stay calm. Carrey has said the production pushed him to the edge of quitting multiple times. What audiences see as fun and comedic on screen came from a grueling psychological battle behind the scenes. He finished the film, but the emotional toll left a lasting mark on how he approached future roles. And then we have Christmas with the Kranks. On paper, a light comedy starring Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis. But behind the scenes, the tone was anything but joyful. Multiple reports from crew members described tension, frustration, and what many considered a rushed and chaotic production schedule. The movie ultimately faced cold critical reviews, and the aftermath affected both leads differently. Curtis moved on effortlessly, but for Tim Allen, this became another entry in a long pattern of holiday-themed projects that brought huge expectations and equally intense scrutiny. The curse here wasn't scandal. It was a mismatch between hype and the reality of a troubled shoot that never fully clicked. So, why does this happen? Christmas films are built on emotion, nostalgia, warmth, and perfect families. And studios know they're releasing these movies into the highest pressure season of the year. Deadlines tighten, expectations skyrocket, and stars often absorb the weight of an entire holiday rollout. The result is a strange, recurring Hollywood pattern. The more beloved the Christmas movie, the more brutal the stories often were behind the scenes. So as you turn on these films this December, remember, the holiday magic didn't come easy, and the stories behind these classics are sometimes more dramatic than anything in the movie itself.